Proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, pilot Jack Rulin in Skycam 16, Chief Meteorologist Tom Clark, and Joe Zone on sports. This is Newswatch 16.
Good evening, I'm Karen Harch. Nolan Johannes is off tonight. There may be a lot more toxic waste buried at a landfill in our area than what the government first thought. Newswatch 16's Bob Reynolds first told us last year about a hidden hazard at the Hazleton landfill. In this exclusive report, Bob updates the potential underground danger.
For over a year, the Environmental Protection Agency has been looking at the Hazleton City landfill. It's here where toxic chemicals were dumped in the 1970s. This is just one entrance to the old abandoned landfill. Original government estimates put the number of drums buried here at approximately 1,500. But Newswatch 16 has obtained these government documents through the Freedom of Information Act. These documents quote Department of Justice investigators as saying there may be as many as 60,000 drums buried here.
This is our life. This is Hazleton. And if you don't clean it up, we might as well put the drape over this community.
Phil Kaufman is a West Hazleton businessman and heads a citizens group. Kaufman says his organization will increase pressure on the government to clean up the dump.
It has got to get cleaned up, and it will be, because from here on in, the citizens will push this until it's over, and there will be a lot of hard hitting until it's done.
Newswatch 16 aired a series of reports on the potential dangers of the Hazleton City landfill last year. But even today, there are those who question the government's latest findings.
It would seem to me that if that did exist, that somewhere along the line, this stuff would have leaked out or been dispersed into perhaps our water systems or our lower tables. So it's difficult for me to believe that that report is accurate.
Preliminary reports on the test suggest that the chemicals have not gotten into Hazleton's water supply. But the EPA says it's concerned and wants more tests to see what danger, if any, the dump poses. Bob Reynolds, Newswatch 16, Hazleton.
There's a warning out tonight about certain dried fruit and snack mixes that could cause allergic reactions in some people and, in severe cases, suffocation. The products are sold under the Mountain Man label. Here's a list of those products. The problem is they contain sulfite preservatives, but it's not on the label. They're being recalled so they can be relabeled. Sulfite preservatives are not illegal, but for some people, mostly asthma sufferers, sulfites can cause allergic reactions and, as we said, in severe cases, suffocation. The Mountain Man dried fruit and snack mixes were shipped to 16 states, including Pennsylvania. Newswatch 16 continues with GM's Saturn plant. Where does Pennsylvania stand in getting the factory here? Plus, we'll take you to Montage, where they're celebrating the 4th of July for a couple days and getting a fireworks show ready.
Brakes going bad? Try stopping at Midas for a free brake inspection. It may save you money in the long run.
Trust the Midas touch.
Looking for a job, Mom? Very funny. Well, I am. Well, what's it this week, Laura? Marine biology?
Why are we still hoping to be a star of stage and screen?
Come on, Mom. It's a tough choice.
Sure, it's tough, and you can be anything you want to be.
When you make a choice, what's right is what feels right. Diet Pepsi.
You know, there's one choice I'll never regret.
Politics?
Being a mother.
Diet Pepsi, the one-calorie choice of a new generation.
Use Reynolds Wrap to freeze. Reynolds Wrap wraps right. Fights freeze or burn, you're gonna learn how Reynolds Wrap can freeze. Takes the cold, takes the heat, from casseroles to dinner meat. Use Reynolds Wrap to freeze. Now see how smart this gets? What Reynolds Wrap can do? Protects your buys, no wonder why you're gonna take this cue. Use Reynolds Wrap to freeze. When you cook a batch, when you get a catch, to freeze a lot, just keep this thought. Use Reynolds Wrap to freeze.
A newspaper report out of Detroit, Michigan says General Motors has ruled out Pennsylvania as a possible site for the plant to make the new Saturn car. The 3 finalists for the $3.5 billion project are said to be Kalamazoo, Michigan, Kentucky, and Tennessee. That word comes from Michigan State Commerce Director. Because it's a holiday, General Motors could not be reached for comment. Our local officials say they haven't heard any word on what plans General Motors has made so far. Business and community leaders in Hazleton continue their efforts to restore commuter airline service to the Hazleton Airport. You can see the airport here as Skycam 16 flies over. On the ground, local officials met today with people from various airline services. The federal government is willing to chip in $102,000 to the effort, with the community also coming up with some money. If Hazleton can pull it together, the commuter airlines would provide flight service to Philadelphia. Well, this holiday weekend is full of all kinds of celebrations. At Montage in Lackawanna County, it's 3 days worth of fun. Just because the 4th of July is over doesn't mean the fireworks shows are over. There's one scheduled for Montage. Well, Montage isn't the only place in our area where there's a big celebration this weekend. In Wilkes-Barre, they'll be dancing a jig and having all kinds of fun at the Donegal Society's Irish Days. Now, what you're going to see behind me are live pictures of the kickoff of the event at Cole Street in Wilkes-Barre. It's the 4th year of Irish Days here, sponsored by the Donegal Society and Wilkes-Barre's Recreation Board. There's all kinds of Irish entertainment, food, and crafts. And right now, we understand the Donegal Weavers are performing. Here you can see some of the crafts on display. A lot of people there already. It costs $3 to get in. Children under 12 get in for free. And money raised will help Project Children. That's a project where each summer the Donegal Society brings children from war-torn Northern Ireland to our area for a vacation. Irish Days will continue throughout the weekend till Sunday at 11. And that's 11 at night here at Cole Street Park in Wilkes-Barre. Well, our chief meteorologist, Tom Clark, is next with the Weather Watch. With all this stuff going on, Tom, the weather better hold.
Well, Karen, there are a few complications this weekend. I'll talk about them when we come back. Stay tuned.
Nothing to do. You're bored and you're blue. Hey, look inside that TV guide. There's something wonderful, wonderful waiting just for you.
You'll find something wonderful waiting for you, too, inside each and every issue of TV Guide. TV Guide opens the door to a whole week's worth of viewing pleasure, to the great shows, the great games, the great movies everyone will be talking about tomorrow.
So don't miss out. Right now, call and get TV Guide delivered to your home each week at a money-saving subscription price with 3 full months to pay.
Yes, if you call now, you can get 30 exciting issues of TV Guide in 3 easy monthly payments of just $5.75 each. That's the lowest price going.
Then each week, you too can enjoy lively coverage of the TV scene and the TV screen, thanks to exclusive interviews, features, and special reports you'll find only in TV Guide.
You'll enjoy the news, the views, the gossip, and the games. But most of all, you'll appreciate how TV Guide helps you help yourself to the best that television has to offer on local, network, cable, and pay TV.
With fact-packed program listings, highlights and close-ups, and quick-scan program guides, plus special calendars for sports fans, and a catalog of movies on pay TV.
So right now, call 800-228-1010. Toll free, 800-228-1010. Enjoy the luxury of having 30 weeks of TV Guide home delivered and the convenience of paying in 3 low monthly installments of just $5.75 each.
That's the lowest price going.
800-228-1010. Send no money, you'll be billed later, but call today. 800-228-1010. TV Guide pays for the call. 800-228-1010.
Call today.
Red Cross officials are thrilled tonight that their Christmas in July blood drive did so well. The event was held today in Hanover Township with the help of WILK Radio. The Red Cross received 171 pints of blood, and that's encouraging because getting that many people to come out on a holiday is something. The theme of today's blood drive, Christmas in July. It's a spin-off of an extremely successful blood drive held last Christmas Eve in Hanover Township. Well, that's terrific. Now out to the backyard we go, and Tom has those shades on.
Yeah.
Lots of sun out there.
Karen, it sure felt like summer today. Kind of humid and hazy, and temperatures well into the 80s. Got a nice breeze going now in my backyard. There were some thunderstorms around northeastern Pennsylvania earlier this afternoon. At this hour, there have not been any severe weather statements issued for the area, so we're in reasonably good shape through the evening hours tonight. Temperature now in my backyard under mostly clear skies. Feels pretty good. I don't know about you, but I like hot weather. 83 now. The humidity is 51%. The wind is from the south, 14 and quite gusty. The barometer is falling now. The high today was 84 here in Avoca, the warmest days so far this summer. 61 the low this morning, that is normal. 45 the record low. A year ago today, a heavy thunderstorm moved on through, the high 86. And a view today from East Stroudsburg, the old-fashioned switch house there in the distance. A lot of sunshine down there. You know, the Earth is farthest from the sun today in its orbit around the sun. Now, the obvious result of this is that July should be colder than January, but the reason this is the warmest time of the year is because the northern hemisphere makes its greatest tilt towards the sun. And so it feels good. It's nice and summery now. January 4th is when the Earth is closest to the sun, but we're tilted away from it at that point, so it's cold. Satellite view, radar, this is the live sweep here. Let's take a look at this. Well, I don't see any storms in the immediate area. All this is echoes coming off the mountains here. Should be pretty good for the montage fireworks display tonight. I think the storms will hold off. Looks like a little bit of a thunderstorm right there out in portions of Snyder County. There'll be a few around overnight tonight. Now the satellite view coming up. A lot of storminess in the east. A very slow-moving cold front will be edging its way over the state this weekend. That's the complicating factor. I think the threat for thunderstorms will stay with us right through tomorrow, and then some slightly drier air will come in heading through Sunday. Look at how nice it is out west. Record-breaking heat out there. Could warm up again quite a bit here by the middle part of next week. Now, my forecast for tonight, keep the fans on. It's not going to cool off a whole lot. A few scattered thunderstorms around, but most places will not see any rain overnight tonight. Just hazy and muggy. Pleasant Mountain 62, West Pittston 65. And I want to say hi to all the boys and girls I spoke to today at the West Pittston Child Development Center. And thanks for the cake. Nuremberg 65, Avis 65. The wind out of the south and gusty through the evening hours. A sunrise tomorrow morning will occur at 5:36, and it sets over the mountain at 8:39. Now, a warm night tonight, maybe a thunder shower. It'll stay humid through tomorrow. Again, more scattered thunderstorms around, maybe some downpours. The high 82. Thunderstorm possible tomorrow evening. Sunday, partly cloudy, a good bit of sunshine near 80. Maybe a shower, but a better day than Saturday. It looks good Monday and Tuesday. Karen, I'll have an update later on.
Okay, see you later. Thanks, Tom. Tim Carlson is in next for Joe Zone on the Sports Watch with another big gun at Wimbledon getting shot down. Plus the saga of early morning baseball.
Introducing the new soft drink with 10% real juice. Slice!
We got the juice, and I say blast. A burst of taste in every glass. We got the juice, we got the twist. We got what's right in 7-Up and this.
Real juice.
We got the juice, we got the splash. Slice, slice, we got the taste that no one has. On ice, we got the juice.
Diet 2 with 100% NutraSweet.
New Slice.
Good morning. I'd like a breakfast sandwich.
Sure, take your pick, like they're all the same.
I'd prefer one made to order.
Like, where do you think you are, Wendy's?
At Wendy's, you can get a breakfast sandwich made to order. Fried egg, cheese, your choice of bacon, sausage, tomato, 8 toppings. It's the made-to-order breakfast sandwich you don't wait for.
For sure.
Now we're serving breakfast for Wendy's kind of people.
Sargent's invites you to put yourself in your dog's place. Huh? Suppose you had the fleas, the itching, the scratching. You'd want relief on the double. You'd want him to give you Sargent's new double-layer flea and tick collar. Sargent's double layers kill fleas and ticks like both a powder and a spray. And Sargent's keeps killing for 5 full months. Your best friend needs relief on the double. Sargent's new double-layer flea and tick collar. He'd do it for you.
Well, first it was McEnroe, now maybe I shouldn't give it away. I'll let you tell them to.
It's like bye-bye, big boys. There's a monster stalking the courts at Wimbledon lately who's been eating up the top-seeded men's players. He's called Kevin the Killer Curran, and he's one step away from winning the men's singles title. Curran, who shocked #1 John McEnroe the other day, did the same to #3 seed Jimmy Connors today in the semifinals. Curran, the number 8 seed, was unbeatable. His serve, superb. This ace on the second point of the first game. And Connors had a chance to come back and break service in the third game as Curran double faulted. But Curran came back with an ace serve to win the game and go on to win the first set 6-2. The second set, no better for Connors. Curran took it 6-2, and then Curran blasted away to win the third set 6-1 and the match. Curran will have to wait until tomorrow to find out who he plays in the final on Sunday. The other semifinal match between Anders Jarrod and Boris Becker was halted after heavy rain. It'll resume tomorrow morning with Jarrod, the winner of the first set, 6-2. Becker taking the second, 7-6, and the third set tied at 1-1. Well, while most of you were sound asleep, I was crazy enough to stay up through the wee hours this morning and witness one of the most bizarre baseball games in history. The Mets and the Atlanta Braves played a 19-inning marathon game that included 2 rain delays and ended at 3:56 a.m. The Mets winning 16-13. It started out as a rainy night in Georgia. It made the going tough, and a long night it was. We pick it up at the top of the 13th. It's 8-8. Howard Johnson with a 2-run homer makes it 10-8, and the Mets win, right? Wrong. Bottom of the 13th, 2 outs, 2 strikes, 1-1, and Terry Harper hits the fair pole to tie it at 10-10. Do you believe that? The Mets took the lead again in the top of the 18th, but pitcher Rick Camp, batting .062, had to hit. There was nobody else around to hit. He hits a homer on a 2-strike, 2-out pitch to tie the game at 11-11, his first career home run in the majors. Do you believe that? But between 3:30 and 4 a.m., the Mets awakened in the top of the 19th. They scored 5 runs and held off to win 16-13 in 19 innings. Now, this was the latest a Major League game has ever ended, the Mets setting a club record with 28 hits. Keith Hernandez hit for the cycle. That's a single, double, triple, and home run. 43 players, just 7 less than the total number of players on both clubs were used, and amazingly, the July 4th fireworks scheduled for after the game were presented at 4:01 a.m. in Atlanta to the 8,000 nutty fans who stayed to watch the finish. Now, I'm sure you'll agree that the marathon game was one of the most interesting ever played, but the fact that it even happened is just plain stupid. I don't understand why the National League doesn't have a curfew such as the American League. American League rules state no inning may begin after 12:59 a.m. The National League has no curfew. Thus, the situation like last night comes about. Now, you tell me if you think playing baseball at that hour of the morning is fair to the players, the umpires, and most of all, the fans who deserve to see quality baseball and have paid to see quality baseball. No player or umpire, I don't care how good they are, can perform well at that time of the day. Now, the game should have been suspended at 1 a.m. and resumed before tonight's game, and the fans who stayed through the 2 long rain delays allowed to come back for free to see the conclusion of the game. Well, I hope the National League and the Commissioner's Office will realize a no curfew in the National League is ridiculous and put a time limit in effect immediately so a debacle like last night's, or should I say this morning's, doesn't happen again. Well, it's sure they won't be playing baseball at those crazy hours at Wrigley Field in Chicago. They have a built-in curfew, the end of daylight. The Cubs and Giants again today in a normal game. Early in the game, the Cubs get on the board. Durham with a double scores Ryne Sandberg to make it 1-0 Cubbies. Then Chris Spire comes to the plate. He'll hit a double. It'll score Ron Cey to make it 2-0. Right now in the 5th, the Giants are trailing or leading the Cubs 3-2. We'll be back on the update with today's plays, a final in that ball game, and all the rest of them too.
I am so glad we did not have that Mets game on a Monday night baseball night. Oh,
now the bag's under my eyes. Not bad. Stayed out that light. See you later.
Thanks, Tim. Newswatch 16 continues with charming the brown baggers into the sunshine. We'll have music to munch your lunch by in just a moment.
Sweetheart, what's the matter?
I'm drowning my sorrows.
You are depressing the scenery.
Oh, Mom, I really wanted that job.
I know. But listen, when one door closes, another door opens. I always learn more from my failures than I did from my success.
You mean I can learn from failure?
Yes. Oh, you don't want to get a PhD in it, but you can learn.
I won't drink of that.
There's one soft drink that fits the spirit of today. Diet Pepsi, the 1-calorie choice of a new generation.
Mr. Donor Recruits, Chad Hut! So, you think you're pretty wonderful, don't you? Yeah. Think you're looking good and tasting fresh. Well, let me tell you something. I've been watching you pretty closely lately, and I'll tell you what I think. I think you deserve a promotion. So here's the promotion.
Now, any day of the week, between 3 p.m. and 3 a.m., you can take home a dozen delicious donuts for just $1.99 at participating Mr. Donut shops.
Finally, tonight in Monroe County, they're giving a new meaning to brown bagging it. The idea is to grab your lunch, go outside to Courthouse Square in Stroudsburg, and be entertained as you munch on your peanut butter sandwich and cupcakes. Today was the first brown bag concert here. They'll, of course, run on the lunch hour from noon till 1. We found some people here in Stroudsburg enjoying the instrumental music. And if you forget your lunch and leave it in the fridge, brown bag lunches are available at local restaurants. And that is Newswatch 16 for this Friday. Be sure to join us tonight on The Update when we'll bring you fireworks from Montage. For the entire team, including Nolan, who has the night off, we'll leave you now listening to some more of that brown bag music. Enjoy your evening.